All right, Sean Tatel here with the hard-hitting, undefeated Olympic super welterweight contender. My man Charles Conwell got a good fight coming up this Saturday against Argentina's undefeated Gerardo Luis Vergara. No relation to Sofia Vergara, Charles, but yes, Gerardo Luis Vergara. And let's start right there, man. This Saturday, what are your thoughts on Gerardo Luis Vergara? Have you watched tape on this guy, and what do you think about him?
Yeah, I watched tape on him. I think he's tough. He's tough. I think he come up with a winning mindset. He's undefeated, so he's tough. He's gonna be trying to come in there and win, and that's what I need. That's what I need. I need the guy who's gonna push me, who wants to win just as bad as I want to win, so you can see the best out of me.
Yeah, he's got some height, southpaw, some decent power. So,
Mhm.
I know you just touched on it, but to reiterate again, you don't think this guy is a slouch, is that right?
No, I don't think he'll slouch. I think you 20 and up for a reason. He ain't 20 people tried, 20 people failed, so. Definitely not a slouch, but I just want to go in there and prove that there's levels to this game and that I'm the better fighter and that I'm ready for the next level.
When you look at his record, he's never fought outside of Argentina, and there's really no one of note on his resume. But at
Mm.
the same time, unknown Argentinians have a history of coming to America and if not upsetting a guy, giving him a way tougher fight than expected. Why do you think that doesn't go down Saturday night?
I feel like I'm prepared for everything he's going to bring to the table. I've been training, working my butt off, and it's my time, and I just think it's my time. I think it's been a long time coming, and I'm excited for what's next. And I just know it's my time, and I work hard, I train hard, I believe in myself, I believe in the game plan, my coaches, and gonna put everything together.
You said you're excited for what's next. Is something big in the works?
No, I just feel like next year is it's gonna be a good year for me. I feel like I'm headed towards the right path and it can only get bigger from here. So I know something bigger and better next year.
We've talked in the past about your frustration. You've been the number one contender before with the
Mm-hmm.
WBC, and old school fighters, they would talk about when they're in that kind of position, they would take their frustrations out on the man in front of them. Do
You
you have any of that going on heading into Saturday?
know what, man, I just want to prove to everybody that I am who I say I am, and I feel like I'm the best. So I just want to go out there and do that. And I don't have to go out there and take frustration out of anybody. I'm just gonna do what I do best and follow the game plan and go out there and win and do it in dominant fashion. So that's all I'm worried about doing.
Yeah, is it like thinking that way could get you off track, I guess, then?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like going out there and trying to prove something to somebody else or doing something, or I just want to stay focused and stay, level headed and calm. Because when you get over anxious or just try to go for the knockout, just sloppy or it doesn't look good. So I just want to go in there and just do what I do best and just keep a level head and just go through my bag.
Yeah, it's like you fight aggressively anyway. So what are you gonna do? Fight
Yeah,
extra aggressive because
right.
right. So the WBC rankings they just came out today
Yeah.
over in Germany. Do you feel disrespected by the latest WBC rankings?
Um, and you know what? I don't
I
have
ain't trying to
no.
get you in trouble, man. I'm not trying to
No,
get you in
I
trouble. But
really, to
you
be
were
honest,
number
I
one.
really
Now it's
don't.
down to 5.
To
Yeah.
be honest, I really don't even have no type of feeling towards it. I feel like with the sanctioning bodies, things can happen no matter what number you are, and as long as you're in the top 15, I feel like you can get caught up with the opportunity no matter where you are. And I feel like I'm still in the top five, so I can get caught up at any time once you're in the top 15. So it's just a matter of time, and no, everybody knows the rankings doesn't really control is and doesn't isn't the set all be all. So it doesn't really matter to me. I'm just here to make good fights and continue to be great and continue to show my skill.
What's your thoughts on Spence being elevated or not elevated, but being at number one? I know he was a hell of a welterweight, but hasn't fought in the division, hasn't fought in over a year.
Um,
Any thoughts on that?
I kind of figured he'll be ranked kind of high because he's fighting Fundora and Fundora's the champion anyway. So It was like only it was kind of like I kind of figured this. Man.
Do you have any history with Errol? I know because you were only 4 years apart as Olympians.
No, I don't have no history with Errol to be honest, but I'm definitely gonna be tuned in when him and Fundora fight. I think that's gonna be a good fight, so I'm tapped in.
Do you think he wins that fight?
To be honest, I don't think he wins. To be honest, but I think he's gonna be a good fight. Is there a chance for him to win? Yeah, but do I think he's gonna win? I don't think so. To be honest, but
I
it's still
know,
gonna
I
be a
know.
good fight.
Yeah, with those styles, right?
Yeah.
But I know Fundora did get knocked out by Mendoza, so he's been knocked out by a guy who's less than 6 feet.
Mhm.
But he was winning every second besides that knockout.
Right.
If you get a chance to fight him, basically, why do you think you would beat him, despite him having damn near a foot, or not a foot, but quite a height advantage.
I think I can bring something different that he hasn't seen. I feel like a lot of guys fight him on the back foot. So I think we bring more of a pressure towards him and be more aggressive and just be smart too. Be smart as well. I think I can bring something different. I don't think he really seen it. And the time I thought somebody was beating him was Tim Tszyu, and it was early when he was aggressive and he was coming forward and he was letting his hands go. So I feel like that was a game plan of mine as well. If that fight would ever happen, so and I seen it to work until the cut happened, and what happened from there. So
He did use his jab a little bit better in that fight, but for the most part, despite being so tall, like he likes to wing uppercuts and let guys come inside. Would
right,
you eat him up on the inside?
I feel like I feel like I have an advantage. Definitely have an advantage on the inside. I'm just like you said, I'm a shorter fighter. He does like to fight on the inside, but I feel like fighting the inside gives me more of an advantage because I'm the shorter guy. I feel like I'm the more physical guy, so I definitely think they give me more of an advantage.
And then while we're, just talking X's and O's about these fights, with Vergil Ortiz, who I'm sure you want to fight.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys ever fight, is that a guy you can't overly rely on the high guard with? And I know you got head movement with the high guard and other things, and the defense kind of gets better as the rounds goes on, as you get into a rhythm. But is that like, do you have to make an adjustment there if you ever fight Vergil?
Yeah, I think yeah, just I wouldn't stick to the same thing the whole fight anyway. I'm definitely more of a fighter who adjusts as time goes on, who gets more loosened and gets more, you know what I'm saying? Get more warmed up as the fight goes on. So yeah, I definitely think I definitely have different defenses in my arsenal to use and bring in my bag if I need to. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I won't know until the time comes.
You know, what's the most realistic big fight out there you think of the division? Like, is there does your team indicate, hey, we might go the WBO route or the WBC route, or even if there is no one of that indication, like, what's the big opportunity you want? Who do you want the most in the division?
Like you said, I feel like the easiest fight to make it, like you said, is a 154. For me, is Vergil Ortiz. We get the same promoter, same outlet. So I feel like that's the easiest fight, and that's like a big fight too. So I feel like that's the easiest and biggest fight to be made. I love that fight. I would love the other champions too, like Fundora. I would like the IBF champion Martizalia, and you know Crawford. He has the belt, so if he does fight Canelo and he vacates the titles, I'd love to be in position to fight for one of those titles. So whatever was ever open for me, I don't really have a preference.
I love the style matchup. What does a fight with you and Vergil Ortiz look like? Why do you get your hand raised?
Man, that is a great fight. I feel like I just well, I just fought his card in my last fight, so I just feel like when I was there in that fight, I just feel like some things that I can capitalize on. Not necessarily saying I fight like Boachuk, but I feel like there's some things I can capitalize on, some things that I saw that I feel like he's weak on that I can take advantage of. So that's just and that's another thing I think I'm better than him at. So, but We got to just get that fight made one day, and get to show the world and get to show everybody who I am and how great I am.
That's pure carnage. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
yeah,
It might not be so fun for you and Virgil, but it'll be very fun to watch at ringside. So
no, for sure.
yeah, yeah. But do you think he gets past Madrimov?
I don't know. That's a great fight. That's a 50-50 fight. That's a pick 'em fight. I feel like that's really a pick 'em fight. I think their styles clash great. I feel like that's gonna be a real good fight. And I can't choose a winner, so I'm just gonna be watching as a fan at that point. What about
Well,
what you
well,
what
last
you what you think?
about you and
No, Magic
about
Miles and Virgil.
Virgil. I think Virgil wins.
You think
Um,
Virgil wins?
yeah, man, he throws a lot of heat for and he may not have as much nuance as Madrimov, but he's throwing so fast and hard with everything, and he's young and hungry
Hmm.
that it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for
Hmm.
Mad. Not saying he can't win, obviously,
Yeah,
but you know,
yeah.
I would. Yeah,
I
thank you for
think it's a
asking.
good fight. Yeah, I think it's a good fight.
Yeah, definitely a good fight. And I know you spoke, I think earlier in the week already about this boot stuff, the Jaron Ennis offer that was,
Hmm.
in the media.
Hmm.
But what do you say to fans who aren't privy to what you were offered in terms of that money or whatever, any details? And to your point, Ennis has since turned down a fight, moving up to 154. But what do you say to fans who are, hey, did you duck Ennis? What happened there?
No, it just didn't make it. It didn't make business sense. You know what I'm saying? It's a great fight, and I think it's a fight that's gonna happen in the future. But it just got to make sense. Both sense got to make sense as far as for my career and for his career, and then sense as far as dollars and money. So it didn't make both sense, so then I couldn't go with it. So, but I feel like that fight, once he moves up the division, he becomes a big player, and I feel like that fight definitely happened though in the future. Sure.
Yeah, when fighters say things like you say, fans might, to be honest, they might scoff. But I remember like Frank Martin, he was offered a fight with Michelle Rivera, and when he turned it down, I was like, what's going on there? Why is that? And he told me exactly like word for word what you just told me, right?
Yeah.
He winds up getting a better offer, and it becomes a title eliminator. It wasn't going to be a title eliminator, and he dominates Michelle Rivera. So
Mm.
obviously he wasn't. It wasn't that he was
Yeah.
afraid or ducking. It was what you're talking about. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So
um,
you just got to make both sense.
gotcha. And then lastly, to close on the Ennis stuff, what would that fight look like down the line?
I think that'd be a great fight. I feel like that fight can be like a classic, you know? I feel like a fight like that can be a classic for the ages. So when it does happen, I feel like the fans definitely get their money worth, and hopefully we can. It's such a good fight. We have a, a double, triple, trilogy. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those type classics. I see it being one of those type classics though, for sure. And I feel like that's gonna be a real good fight for the history of boxing. So I'm excited.
Well, just like you were watching Virgil ringside and seeing things you could take advantage of, have you been seeing that from Boots in his last fight or two, or just in general?
I mean, I see a lot of people talking about he got hit a lot. I mean, it's boxing, you're gonna get hit. But Boots is always gonna do what Boots do. You know, he always looks good, always flashy on defense, offense. So I just feel like you just I don't know, man. I just feel like you just do what I do best, and I'm gonna come out victorious, you know? Yeah, for sure.
Anything that I should have touched on? Anything you want to let the fans, boxing fans, know before you get out of here?
Just make sure everybody tune in this Saturday. I'm looking to put on a performance of the year and looking to dominate and get to 21-0. So make sure everybody tune in.
Appreciate it, Charles. Always good to catch up with you, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, brother. Catch you later, man.